We just can't stop talking about it. The JetBlue's most famous flight attendant, Steven Slater, reportedly hiring a new attorney, planning to make an important announcement in the coming days.
Slater's outburst has been the talk of the town, actually the talk of the world, and that's because a lot of people are saying they can relate to this guy. Do we all know the facts, however? Joining us this morning is Marc Pitman. He's a workplace leadership specialist and the author of the book, Ask Without Fear. Marc is here to give us his thoughts on perhaps a better strategy for handling workplace stress.
Definitely. You can have career changes without felony charges, I think, is going to be my next book.
That's very funny. You know, Greg keeps saying, you know, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story here, basically,
right,
because there may be other mitigating circumstances.
Or other stories that contradict the idea that he's a hero. I'm sorry. I mean, we were kind of rooting for him at first, but...
Well, everybody can relate to him, I think. Everybody can feel that stress. I happen to be 38 also, his age. And I know that this decade has been... I had a job for 5 years, and I've had a job for more than 5 years, but for the last 5 years it's been, is this it? Is this all there is? And did you guys read the interview with him about his ex-wife? He wants to have some sort of fashion business or something. Yes. So can you imagine the stress of 20 years of doing this career that may not be what he wants to do? But
also,
all of us are there, aren't we? A lot of us are doing stuff we don't want to do.
But also he's got family issues. His mom is not well.
Sure.
She's going through chemo. He lost his dad 2 years ago. And who knows what kind of financial burden he's under, too.
Yeah, join the club, Rosanna.
I know,
everybody has these life stressors. And to think that a legitimate response is, you know, blow off your job, curse out a plane full of people.
But it's everybody's fantasy.
It is everybody's fantasy.
This job, right?
You're right. Oh, totally.
But we don't want to do this.
Network News or whatever. Definitely, everybody wants to do this. But if I were his coach, I would have helped him do different. Well, you start looking at the stress as a creative force instead of a frustration. It seems like he let it get to the breaking point, and then it just exploded. So I would have definitely coached him to do. There's so many assessments on the market. You know, figuring out what are your strengths, what are your passions. It turns out that he wants to have a fashion line, and he's good at marketing.
Well,
so why didn't he try that?
His name is certainly out there right now, and we want to point out
a little bit of time to use that, doesn't he?
Yesterday, 80% said hero, 20% said jerk.
Wow.
But one of the things here that's coming out today, passengers are saying he might have been itching for a fight when he was on the plane, that he was unpleasant overall, wasn't serving people adequately, that kind of thing.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, is who's the jerk? You know, is he the jerk? Was the other person the jerk? And really, we all are jerks at times.
Right.
We're all difficult to
All right. If you're in a
just ask the people close to us, right?
If you're in a situation at work, what are the key things that you say so you don't lose your composure? Definitely.
Well, first of all, what I was thinking about in his case is if you're in a customer relations job where you're meeting people all the time, you can make it a game. And I'm a congenital optimist. The glass is always full. It's full of air, full of water. So this is going to sound a little bit pie in the sky. But if you know you're going to meet a certain number of jerks, use a baseline. Figure out what is it, how many are we going to have today, and maybe how many good guys, and keep score. Because that way you can laugh when those things happen. For me, I love mowing the lawn, though, because when I deal with difficult people, I need to process and do the Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln's famous for writing out letters and then leaving them in his desk and never sending them.
Truman did the same thing.
Okay, he just ranted against the generals, their incompetence, their overindulgence in alcohol, and then he never sent it. Get it out.
The problem is it's a lot easier to hit send these days.
It's so much easier, isn't it?
Than actually putting it in the post box.
Or Facebook,
yeah. Do you think JetBlue should say something right now, or do you think they should
I think they're doing a really good job. We saw the debacle that they had with social media when the plane stayed there for so many hours. They are really savvy at this, and I think what they're doing well is their light tone. They're a little bit snarky in their posts that they put up there, but they're letting the facts play out, because yesterday he was the hero. Now it's looking like maybe he staged the whole thing. Or was it
not quite staged?
Not going with that.
Well, there are some people. I mean, some of the way that it's being spun is
not staged.
Did this really even happen?
There are some witnesses coming forward that said he was kind of unpleasant at the outset of the flight, perhaps. But
yeah, but they're also saying that one passenger had an argument with him when she got on the plane because there was a problem with the bag to begin with from the onset.
You know what? When you're a flight attendant, difficult passengers are part of the job.
Well, all of our lives have stress and hard people to work with, definitely.
I know what you mean.
I know what you mean.
That's right.
All right, thank you so much for being here. Marc Pitman, Ask Without Fear, on bookshelves now, right? All right, go to our website, myfoxny.com, for more information on it.